Have you all voted? He's on the board. Senator Farley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
I just did my own math. I introduced 29 bills. Each one of them, I mean, you can talk to my staff, talk to my assistant, talk to how long it takes to develop each one of those bills. The ideas come from constituents. We have stakeholder meetings. We go through the process. We talk with people about what might work. We think about them hard. We go through several drafts. We get drafts back. We do what we think is going to be the best policy for the people of Arizona. That was the case with all 29 of the ones I introduced this year. I had 2 heard in committee. None have passed this body. That's not unusual for the Democratic caucus, and I've been here 12 years. I've been lucky. I've had some bills signed by governors. I've had some bills vetoed by governors. But that range, I would argue, members of this body who are not the Democratic members would be very surprised and disappointed if that was the level of being heard in their committee. And I think I am too. In the Democratic caucus, we spend a lot of time talking about Republican priorities because those are the bills that get prioritized in committees. And maybe that's the case here. It's Republican majority here, Republican chairs. But I would put it to you that that's missing something. Because as a Democrat, I honestly don't believe that all of the best ideas come from my party. I think you guys have come up with some pretty good ideas, and I've voted for a heck of a lot of them. I think when you look at the numbers, 80% of the bills we vote unanimously on. Those are mostly Republican bills that we're voting on. And yeah, because you guys have 17 members and we have 13 members, you have the right to control the process based on our rules around here. But I don't think that necessarily produces the best policy. We spend a lot of time talking about your priorities, but the people in our district, the majority of the people in our district, decide to vote for us. And their voices matter too. So by deciding that the majority of the people in your district are the only ones that matter, you are cutting off the voices of the majority of the people in our districts. And that's cutting off the opportunity to come up with a new idea and a new way of thinking of things and getting past the partisan problems, the polarization we've seen increasingly in this country. And I think we have to have it all incumbent upon ourselves to listen to each other honestly and think, I didn't think about that before. Because in the circles I roll in, we don't necessarily talk about things that way. But that's where the creative solutions come from. And I think we do have a lot of problems. So we've got a lot of messes we got to clean up. And I think in a bipartisan way, if we can work together to get it done, as we do sometimes. I mean, we've got plenty of bills about working out different professional industries and how they work together. Not everything we do is partisan. The stuff we're coming up here isn't partisan. They're not political games. It's not stuff we're trying to do. We honestly believe this can make our state better. And I honestly believe that every single one of you, no matter what letter you have after your name, is here because you want to make our state better. We all have that in common. We can come up and figure out how we work together. But we got to have the mutual respect in order to make that happen. Listen to things in a different way. This is the night you get to hear our ideas. It doesn't happen very often around here. Maybe open your mind and see if there may be something that might click off. You know, I've had that happen before. I've had bills go through. I had a bill a few years ago that the next year, Debbie Lesko asked to run it, and she got it signed. You might figure out that we come up with some ideas you might like yourself. So maybe spend tonight trying to listen to what we're saying instead of automatically trying to refute it. And we might find a new way to move together. So, thank you. I vote aye.
Senator Farley votes aye. I'm going to mark it. System is now closed by your vote of 13.